students, in today's session we are going to learn how to draw a histogram for the graphical representation of data. Chapter number 4, Data Handling, class 8th. So let's understand. Let us take an example. On a particular Sunday, when you visited a park and you observe the number of children are present there. So if you count it on how many children are there of different age groups, so we can consider that number of children of different age groups visited the park as 6 to 7 years. There are 70 children, 7 to 8 year 45 children, 7 to 9 year 30 children, and 9 to 10 year there are 60 children. So here the number of children visited in the park, as the number is very large, so you divided the data into the groups as 6 to 7 years, 7 to 8 years, 8 to 9 years, and 9 to 10 years. So this representation of the data, that means this arrangement or organization of the data, is the frequency distribution table. Now one thing you observe, as we have learned in the previous session, that class interval when we are making as 6 to 7, 7 to 8, so the class interval, that lower limit 6 and 7 is the upper limit. So upper limit of the previous class is same as the lower limit of the previous class, and the next class, the upper limit and the lower limit of the previous and the next class is same. So this is the exclusive distribution, as we learned this. So now we can represent this data in the graph as using the bars of uniform width, which shows the number of children. That means height of the bars will represent the number of children in each age group. So let us draw the bar graph for this particular information. So we take the two axes, horizontal x-axis and vertical y-axis. On the y-axis, we take on the graph paper 1 unit is 10 children. So y-axis shows the number of children, whereas the x-axis shows the age group. And on the x-axis, particular interval or particular boxes we will define as 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, and 9 to 10 at the same distance. Now for 6 to 7, as there is given 70 students, so we draw the rectangle for 6 to 7 particular age group is up to the height 70, which shows that now 70 children for 6 to 7 years. Then 7 to 8 age group, we have 45 children, and 8 to 9 years we have 30 children, and 9 to 10 year we have 60 children. Here the first rectangle, that is up to the height 70, shows the number of children, that is 70 children are in the age group 6 to 7 visited the park. The 45 children visited the park in the age group 7 to 8, and in the next age group 8 to 9, the 30 children visited the park in that particular day, and the last, which shows the number of children, that is 60, visited the park in that Sunday. So here one important thing we observe, that there is the width of the rectangles is same. Also the distance, whatever the distance is taken from x-axis for the first rectangle, the same distance we have to follow for the all rectangles. So that important thing is the width of the rectangles is uniform, and there is equal space between the bars or between the rectangles. In this way we represent the given data in the bar graph. Now you might have a question. Here the data is in group and we have drawn the bar graph for this. Is there any better way to show the continuous data, as the data is in the form of class interval? Okay. Or you might think about as the data is divided into groups. So is there any other way to represent the grouped data? So let us understand, is there any other way to represent the grouped data? So take the graph paper and draw the horizontal and vertical axis as x and y axis, and on the x axis we show the age groups, that means age, or in the y axis we show the number of children. Now as the age group is given 6 to 7, so on the x-axis we marked as 1 2 3 4 5 up to 6, then 7 8 9 10 and 11. So 6 to 7, this is the 6 to 7 space. So the rectangle we have to start from here, and which is goes up to the height 70, like this. So this shows the 6 to 7, between these 6 and 7 the number of children of this age group are present in the park. Similarly, the next class interval is shown here 7 to 8. So the rectangle is ending at 7, but the next class interval as we are taking as 7 to 8. So the next rectangle will also start from the same 7 to 8, that means 7, where we have marked the point for the 7 year. So here up to the height 45. Okay. Then the third again 8 to 9. So 7 to 8 the rectangle is ending up to the point 8. So next rectangle 8 to 9 years will also follow from that same point 8. Next is again for same point 9, where the third rectangle 8 to 9 years is ending 9. So that same point we have to take for the 9 to 10 years. So what we observe here, there is no gap between the bars. So here what we can say about the histogram and the bar graph, that what is the main difference between the bar graph and histogram? That there is a gap between the rectangles, and that gap is same in the bar graph with uniform width, whereas in the histogram there is no gap between the bars. One thing you had to remember, in the bar graph there is unique or there is same distance between the bars, whereas in the histogram there is no gap or no space between the bars, as this shows the class interval, that is the grouped data. That means the same class interval divided as 6 to 7, 7 to 8. So that means 7 is coming in both the class interval 6 to 7 and 7 to 8. So there is no gap between the class intervals, so the representation will follow the same. No gap between the bars. So this representation which shows the continuous data is the histogram. So now you got the answer for your question. Is there any other way to represent the continuous data or grouped data? Yes, there is the another way to represent the continuous data is the histogram. So here we can write what the scale we are chosen here, that 1 unit on the y-axis is 10 children. Similarly, the rectangle 6 to 7, here this rectangle shows the number of children 6 to 7 age group are 70, and the number of children shows by this rectangle for the age group 7 to 8 is 45. Then the third rectangle which shows the 30 children in the age group 8 to 9, and the last rectangle shows the number of children, that is 60 in the age group 9 to 10. So here in this way we have to draw the histogram where is no gap between the bars, that is which shows the continuous data. So now when we are drawing the histogram, we have to take one important thing is, here we are observing in the graph 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and written here it is only 6. So what is this distance? So when we show here that this distance is not using, we use a king, or we can say jagged line like a Z. So this known as the jagged line, or where we use this jagged line when we say that the 0 to 6, these age groups we don't need to show here. So we draw the jagged line, and then from here only the graph will start. Instead of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 6, that means 6th square or 6th box we are taking on the graph paper. But instead of taking 6th box in the graph paper, we use the jagged line as we are starting the class intervals or grouped of the ages as 6 to 7, 7 to 8. So using the jagged line, we draw the bars from here also, that 6 to 7, 7 to 8. So this jagged line shows the break of the data, that means from 0 to 6 the data is not needed. So if, as we can understand this as, if we have the values from 50 to 100, it is difficult to mark all the values from 0 to 100. So this is the simple example when we are showing the 6 to 7, 7 to 8. So this we can represent easily. So need not to, if we are not drawing the jagged line, then also it is correct when we are representing here 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and so on. If the data is very less, or the values can be fit in the graph paper. But if it is not fitted in the graph paper, like 50 to 100, when we want to take the data like on the x-axis as 50, then 100, then 150, then and so on. So it is difficult to mark all the values from 0 to 100. So when you only need from 50 to 100, so you can put a jagged line, or we can say a king from 0 to 40, as they are not needed. So you can use in the box x and y axis. We can use this jagged line in the x-axis as well as in the y-axis. If we show the number of children, not from 10 to not from 10, it starts from 10 here, but we want to show the data like 100 and 120, 140, 160, 170. So from 0 to 100, as this is not needed, so on the y-axis also we can mark the jagged line, and we can start the data from 100, then 120, then 140, and so on. So this is the important point here in the drawing the histogram, that when the data representing here on the x and y axis, if it is not needed, so we can draw the jagged line, and after that jagged line we can take the data. So that jagged line shows that the part of the data is not needed from that particular 0 to the particular value. So what we have discussed here, that what is the histogram? So a histogram is the graphical representation of data where data is grouped into continuous number ranges, and each range corresponds to a vertical bar, and the horizontal axis displays the number range, and the vertical axis represents the amount of data that is the present in each range. So that means we can say in the simple words, on the y-axis we use y-axis to show the frequency, and the x-axis we show the number, we show as age group or year or month, like this. So we can say that histogram can be defined as a set of rectangles with bases along with the intervals between class boundaries, and each rectangle depicts some sort of data, and all the rectangles are adjacent. This is the important point. All the rectangles are adjacent. The heights of rectangles are proportional to the corresponding frequencies of similar as well as for different classes. So this is the representation of data in the form of histogram, where the gap between the rectangles is 0, or we can say there is no gap between the rectangles.